What's up, guys? Sam from Relax Fit Tactical. Welcome back to the channel. And today we're diving into some of the most intense and thought-provoking self-defense dilemmas you've ever heard. These real-life stories will challenge your views on when and how to use the force in self-defense. Not the Star Wars force, but the shooting kind. We'll break down each situation and pose a critical question to you, our audience. But before we get started, we need you to subscribe, like, give a thumbs up, fondle the bell notification so you never miss out on our latest content. But also, drop a comment below if you've ever found yourself in a tough situation where you've had to make a split-second decision, save your life, save the life of someone else, and the subsequent aftermath. What were you surprised about afterwards? All right, so story number one. Pensacola, Florida, May 2nd, 2023. Now imagine you're at the beach, nice Florida beach, you're minding your business, you're looking at the women, and suddenly you're surrounded by a group of aggressive individuals. They're blocking your way. They're threatening you now, and there's no clear escape route. You can't get to your car. You're like, what the fuck? And now these guys, now you're dodging. Maybe you think he's going to take a swing at you. So this exact situation happened to a man who was fearing for his life. He drew his concealed carry firearm. He had a CCW, and thankfully they got scared and de-escalated, and he was able to leave the whole situation without firing a shot. The authorities later determined that he acted within his rights. But here's the question for you. If you were in his situation, would you have drawn your firearm, or would you have waited until the threat escalated a little bit further? At what point does a perceived danger justify use of weapon? Me personally, if I felt like someone's gonna take a swing at me, could hit my head on the floor or on the ground, even if it's a beach, I just don't want to get, I don't want permanent brain damage. If I felt like that was gonna happen and I had my concealed carry weapon, I personally would have done it just the way he did, actually. I mean, that's what I think I would have done. It's easy to say, oh, I would have done this, but let me know what you think. How far would you have let it gone? Don't be tough guy. Don't be like, I would have pulled it out the second they walk in front of me. I mean, like, actually think about it. At what point do you feel like you need to pull it out? Not that thing. Story number two, Madison County, Alabama, May 3rd, 2023. So here we are, Madison County, Alabama, where a woman faced a terrifying situation. Her ex-fiance, known for his violent past, broke into her home and attacked her. Now, despite calling 911, the danger was immediate and unavoidable. The police obviously weren't able to get there like that, so she ended up having to use her firearm in self-defense, resulting in his death. Now, the police ruled it as justified self-defense, but the emotional and legal ramifications especially were profound. So here's the dilemma. In cases of domestic violence, how should one balance the need for self-defense with the potential consequences of using deadly force? What would you have done in her place? Do you think it was completely justified and it's okay, or would you have found some other way? Please let us know. Before we dive into our next story, let me ask you, are you prepared for situations where your safety might be on the line? At Relax Fit Tactical, we believe in making concealed carry simple and accessible for everyone. So check out our latest gear, designed to keep you safe, secure, and comfortable. They're very easy to use. Now, of course, I created them, so I'm going to say they're the greatest things since sliced bread, but I mean, I created them because I needed something like this, and I use them all the time, and I thought, hey, if I think they're this great, you guys might too, so go check them out. Thank you. So story number three is a little dark. Houston, Texas, May 16th, 2023. A man was forced to make an unimaginable choice when his drug-addicted brother began violently attacking their mother. Now, despite his efforts, he ended up having to kill the guy. Got out of control. The guy was completely out of his mind, and he ended up using deadly force to protect his mother. So this story raises questions. No question. You'd save your mother, but it's an ethical dilemma. Would you be able to use deadly force against a family member if they were posing an immediate threat to another loved one? And how do you weigh the value of a life in such a situation? Is it the person who's lost their mind has diminished their life, and the person who's the victim is more important? You see what I'm saying? Like it's a tough one. Now, obviously, if it was my mother, I would I would have done the same. What would you have done? Now, story number four is probably going to divide the Americans from the rest of the world. Or maybe not. We'll see. Eureka, California, May 22nd, 2023. A homeowner found himself in a dangerous situation in the early hours of the morning. A group of people were outside causing a disturbance, so he went out there and decided to, hey, tell them to shut up. The confrontation turned immediately hostile, and he tried to go back inside. They tried to force their way into his home at this point. He used his firearm to protect his property and family. Now, the police deemed his actions lawful, but it brings up a tougher question. Is it ever justifiable to use deadly force in defense of property? And at what point does that protection of your home justify potentially taking a life? Like I said, this one's going to divide the group. I personally, it just honestly depends on the person. If it's a person with mental health issues and I'm able to lock the door and call the authorities, I would do that. If it was a dangerous person with the ability to hurt me or my family, I would definitely not hesitate to put them in the ground. So these stories are not just hypothetical situations. They are real life incidents that challenge our understanding of self. Well, maybe some of them don't, but some of them do pose some ethical questions. The information and stories we discussed today were sourced from reputable organizations like the Heritage Foundation and other trusted reports on defensive gun use. So if you found this video enlightening, don't forget to share it with someone who might benefit from the discussion. Just like it, leave a comment, tell us about your experience if you have any in this field. And remember, being prepared is key. At Relax Fit Tactical, we're committed to helping you stay safe and ready for anything life throws at you your way. Head over to relaxfittactical.com to gear up. And as always, stay safe, stay informed, and we'll see you in the next video. All links are down below.